It's wrong.
We good?
Yeah.
Shalom. All praise to Yahweh.
Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakadash.
And double honors to blessed apostle of the TMS. And shalom to the Akim that's teaching the truth with sincerity and sacrificing your life daily doing this work. Hey, this video is on the mark of the beast. I seen this article about Free Square chip 30 more of their people, and they say they love it, you know. And hey, shit, I'm happy they do love it, but I ain't accepting that bitch.
That's right.
You know, fuck these motherfuckers. You know, they can take that chip all the fuck they want. It's like it because I don't know how to keep it PG.
I see the flag coming right now.
but this company invests a microchip in its employees, and they love it. Last August, 50 employees at 3 Square Marketplace got RFID chips in their hand. Now 80 have them. And when Patrick Mulligan wants to diet Dr. Pepper while he's at work, he'll pay it with a wave of his hand. Now, if you can understand that the scripture is talking about this right here, this technology, then this truth ain't for you.
That's right.
You know, and he think he being slick by putting it in his ring finger hand when his third finger hand. You know, motherfucker, all you gotta do is just accept the chip. Will he accept the chip and your ass is through?
First up.
Don't wait, brother.
This is Revelations 19:19. And I saw the beast and the king and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his armies. And the beast was taken, and with them the false prophets that were all miracles before him, which he deceived them that have received the mark of the beast, because that's one of the Esau's miracles. This chip, this RFID technology, like that video we was watching a lot with that dude who was stuttering. You know he gonna take the chip because that's Esau's miracle, the ability to make life so-called easier by giving them the RFID chip. That's why these people say they loved it, because they said it deceived them, which took that mark of the beast. It's gonna come in a deceitful way. It's not just gonna be put out there like this is the mark of the beast. If you take this, you're gonna die.
What verse was that again?
19.
19.
19 and 20.
I want to look up the word deceive real fast in blue letter, which the word deceive there is now. And the word there for deceive, it says to cause astray, to lead astray, lead aside from the right way, to go astray, wander, roam about, metaphor, to lead away from the truth, to lead into error, to deceive, to be led into error, to be led aside from the path of virtue, to go astray, sin. And because if you take the RFID chip, you know, even though you're taking it because you're thinking that you're gonna live a better life, you're thinking that you're gonna that once all hell breaks loose, that your life is gonna go back to normal. You know, you're thinking that if you have paralysis or you're paraplegic or you have cerebral palsy, that chip is gonna fix you. You know, you got people that get into accidents like the movie The Upgrade, which the guy was purposely shot in the neck to sever his spinal cord so that it would paralyze him. So you got people that's going through situations where they got into accidents, you know, some kind of tragic event happened. You know, maybe they were born that way, maybe it was Maybelline, you know, just to slide that joke in there. But on a serious note, you know, they're thinking that they'll be able to put that chip inside of them and that they're gonna go to leading a normal life. Well, let's say for instance, because it's going to be enforced for to be the new currency after the economies collapse around the world. You know, to stabilize things, people are going to take that chip or the microchip, you know, the brain chip, you know, which all of the mark of the beast, thinking that everything is going to go back to normal, but it's a lie. All right, this is Isaiah the 44th chapter, verse 20. It says, "He feedeth from ashes a deceived heart have turned him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand? You know, because once you take that chip, the chip talks about you taking it in your right hand. All right, if you take that chip, that's a lie. All right, it won't be able to save you. All right, because once you take that chip, that's automatic destruction.
God.
Finish this up. And them that worship his image, these both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls with their flesh. So if you take that RFID chip, the Most High, Al-Shai, gonna judge you. He's gonna destroy you for your wickedness. And even if you just love this beast system and you don't take the chip, the Most High is gonna destroy you too.
That's right. Out of peace. Okay, Book of Revelations, verses 13, verses 16. And he chosen, he calls all bound, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in thy right, what's that? Their right hand, or in thy foreheads. Their foreheads, God. Because, like, you know, they're setting it up to where small or great, rich or poor, you know, you're not gonna really be able to eat. So really, you gotta pray to Hashem Yahushua. But you 2/3, y'all not gonna do that. Y'all gonna quickly go to the beast and take the chip.
And that the same company does the same new technology shit around the same time every year. They did it last year, August. Now they're doing it this year. It's just it's a cycle. Esau's trying to get people comfortable with this RFID chip. That's why Chase. Condition. That's why Chase says they're gonna get rid of cars and people just can use their phone, the swipe. They just walk in, swipe, and they out. It's just Esau getting people's mind conditioned to this RFID chip, and then it's going.
It's gonna be like what's that damn game? Watchdog.
Yeah.
You just walk in and you already know who you is.
Yeah, know everything about you. Know your first name, last name, your blood type, your left leg is shorter than your right leg. Now all these things, because Esau wants to be like the Most High, so he's gonna try to chip the whole world. But the Most High, like it said in Job, he's not gonna perform his enterprise.
And if you take that chip, it's like you're bowing down to his image. You're bowing down to Baal. Or you bow down to the image of Esau.
No. I was gonna read on that article, on some of the articles.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Just since we got it on. This is the article that inspired this video, the one that we're going in on. It says Intelligent Machines says this company embeds microchips in its employees and they love it. It says late August. Meaning last August, 50 employees at 3 Square Market got RFID chips in their hands. Now 80 have them. All right, it says when Patrick McMullen wants to diet Dr. Pepper while he's at work, he pays for it with a wave of his hand. McMullen has a microchip implanted between his thumb and his forefinger, and the vending machine immediately deducts money from his account at his office.
Now wait, didn't Nate say that you can't buy anything with the chip? You know, isn't there spectators that are out there saying that you can't, that the chip isn't for nothing but GPS? You know, mocking. I don't hear no people mocking now. You know, I don't hear people saying it's June, ain't no microchip. You know, all of that shit. You know, where's our Baloo? You know, to talk shit about the chip. You know, taping a Lay's potato chip to his hand, saying I got the chip. Nobody's mocking now. You know, and that's just right. Just being fulfilled right before your very eye. You know what the scripture says, and they shall know that a prophet has been amongst them. You know, because here it is. What was the corny Edomite's name?
McMullen, Michael McMullen.
Michael McMuffin. The scripture says right here in Revelation 13 and 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, so what are they doing with that RFID chip? All right, they're purchasing, and they're making it look cool. All right, they're making it look, oh, I don't have to carry around a wallet. I don't have to carry around a debit card. I don't have to worry about losing my debit card. So people are eating this up. You know, the ones that I see taking the RFID chip the most is 2/3 of the nation of Israel, as well as Edomites, man. You know, as well as Edomites. You know, them Edomites love that RFID chip. It makes them feel like they're gods, man.
I got the definition real quick of the word revelation. It's an
Apocalypse.
Yeah, apocalypse. So yeah, it says this disclosure of truth instruction. So this is this manifestation appearance. So this is an appearance of the things which are going to happen at the end. The RFID chip is one of those things that the Most High has prophesied to happen at the end of days.
This is the book of Habakkuk, or Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, which reads, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he shall say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that they may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will surely come. It will not tarry. You know, so the mark of the beast is part of that truth. All right, that's being revealed during this time. It's part of that vision. It's part of prophecy. You know.
And I also want to say too, you know, the mark of the beast isn't Christianity or any other stuff that they try to say, because the beast that's prophesied, the 4th beast is America. And the 4th beast has got the 10 horns. You know, it's not the other 3 beasts that have 10 horns. It's the 4th beast that have 10 horns. So the mark of the beast would be America, or the 4th beast would be pushing it. That's why you don't see China, which is not the beast, pushing, you know, the RFID chip. Or you don't see Japan, again, it's not the beast. You see America is the one that's pushing this. That's right. That's pushing this shit. So,
God. And the main reason that America is pushing it, you know, because these countries around the world, what currency do they use to trade with? All right, it's the American dollar. They use that currency to grow their economy, all right, by way of purchasing oil. But now you see countries gearing away from using the American dollar. You know, so what's going to happen in that regard? They did the same thing with the gold standard, all right, under the Brentwood Agreement. All right, they move away from that. You know, countries didn't want to deal with it. All right, Germany began to any country that has a growing economy and they're using their own money and currency. What do they do to that country? They go in and they fight wars against. That's the reason why it says all wars are bankers' wars. All right, with Saddam Hussein, when he changed the currency of what is that, Iraq, when he changed it to purchasing oil with euros, you know, what did they do to him? They went in, they hung him with Gaddafi. All right, when he passed that gold dinar that countries can trade with his country with, all right, but they have to use that gold dinar. What did they do? They went in and killed him. So when these nations back away, all right, from using the American dollar, of course the American dollar is going to collapse. they're going to implement the RFID technology worldwide as a new world reserve currency.
I think.
This is Revelations chapter 14 and verse 9, because it's not no getting slick about it. Oh, I'm not gonna take it in my left hand. If you take it period, there's a judgment for you. Okay. This is Revelations chapter 14. This is Revelations chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So see, that's not, it's period. Wherever you take it, like somebody say in the answer sheet, all right? Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the heavenly Father Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right, you're going to be tormented.
That's right.
Verse 11.
So like this real quick, there's no take backs. There's no like you'll see.
No more do-overs.
You'll see sometimes in the scriptures, the Most High will say that, like when he was going to destroy the nation, he said he repented of it, meaning he held it back. If you take that, the Lord's not going to repent of destroying you. If you take the mark of the beast, you're going to get that, like you're going to get the cup of wrath poured out without mixture.
Which is why you know it's not Christianity. And you know it's not Islam or other, because everybody done had a cup of Christianity or had a piece of that. You can't get rid of that and just say, oh, I'm saved now. Once you take the mark of the beast, it's a wrap. So Christianity is the mark of the beast. If we've been a part of it, then it's a wrap for us.
And then, there's over 2 billion Christians in the world right now.
And it don't matter if they took it before. Here's the thing: Christianity wasn't set up by Christianity's been around for a while. It's not been the 4 beasts that started Christianity. You had Christianity. The first apostles were called Christians. You had Christianity back in way back in Greek.
Serapis Christus.
You had some of those plate lip Egyptians that was turning and converting to being Christians. You had I want to say Armenians, one of the earliest nations that became a Christian nation. So Christianity is not a mark of this 4th beast right here. That's been around for a while, for a minute.
You're right, brother. Verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night who worship the beast and his image. Because when you accept this is for you, the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. When you accept that mark of the beast, what you're saying is, I worship the so-called white man Esau and forget our power, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua. Okay? And whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
I got something real quick. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. They say,
Speak up on
it. I'll start at 9. No, I'll start at 8. Wherefore I beseech you that ye would can confirm your love towards him, for to this end also did I write, that I might know the proof of you, whether ye be obedient in all things, and taking the RFID chip is not being obedient unto the Most High. That's not being obedient unto the hand of Yahweh. That's being rebellious. You're not supposed to. The scriptures say don't serve any other God. Huh? You can only serve the Most High. You can't serve the Most High man, because niggas go get the RFID chip because it's bridge card, food stamps connected to it, niggas money. They gonna think because their money, that's the only way they gonna Jay call it a network. That's the only way they gonna have money. So they're not being obedient unto the Most High by taking this chip. Verse 10, to whom ye forgive anything I forgive also, or if I forgave anything to whom I forgave it for your sake, forgave I it in in the person of Yahushua. This verse, this is the point. Verse 11. These Satan should get an advantage of us, but we are not this ignorant of his devices. And one of the so-called white men, Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, and the so-called white man, that's all about each other. That's why they're pushing it so much. That's why it's always in the news now. That's why it's not just an underground thing. They got a whole fucking website for it. They got the one one of them motherfuckers said that they gonna chip you gonna chip
Broke shelves for kids.
nah yeah her but the dude who said you gonna chip you will rule on this
The
The guy on
senator or
CNN,
yeah
C-SPAN,
Yeah,
Chief Justice
Chief
Robert.
Justice Roberts.
yeah,
You
Robert.
was telling Chief Justice
Biden.
Roberts, you gonna rule on that?
yeah
Mark my words.
he said there's talk about microchipping people you will rule on that they're not saying that for no reason.
And now there's talk on them, lawmakers are talking about chipping, not, what they call it, no, I was gonna, go towards the lines of them, chipping people that did crimes, but they're not great crimes.
God,
Well, that's all the fucking what's that? Is that what it's called?
Tell it.
The tether. They gonna just get rid of the tether.
Because it says in the scriptures, it says free or bond. You know, so you got people that are in jail that haven't did highly, high crimes. But it was enough to land them in jail. Now, who's to say you make a right turn and you go up a one-way street? So now they're chipping you.
Yeah. Well,
They're looking for every avenue and every way, every crevice to enforce this RFID check on people.
that's why they say you will be put to. Scripture say you're gonna be put to death if you don't take. This is gonna be a new thing, just like iPhone, fucking Android, internet and shit. This is gonna be the next big thing on the planet Earth. Is that RFID chip and the so-called white man is not playing about that shit, man. This is a prophecy that the Heavenly Father has put in place, and it's gonna go down. And you niggas, you 2/3 of the nation of Israel is gonna take it. But
That's right.
But he's not going to say no.
Yeah.
You know, because that's gonna be his excuse to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, get mad.
But if you take that chip, he's gonna do it anyway. Because they still want the earth down to 500 million. They still want to reduce the population. Who's to say he just don't put cyanide in all of the Israelites that take their chips, man, and fucking just off you. You know, they can put make a little nuke chip and put it in your throat, man.
God.
And also, I want to say too, because nobody's been put to death for not being Christians. Also, you know, going back to that point I was making earlier, you know, because everybody don't take Mark is going to be destroyed, he's going to be killed. And he also said he caused all small, great, rich, and poor to receive the mark. Now, as I stated earlier, the mark, this Christianity's been out for a minute. But how many people who did not take Christianity became rich? You know, you had tons of Freemasons that were just atheists or Satanists. They were rich. They didn't have to take Christianity in their right hand or their forehead, and nothing happened to them. They lived, they died, and everything happened. There's going to come a point where this mark is going to get pushed. A specific point. It's not going to because if this mark is Christianity or whatever, it's embargo, whatever. The moment it starts getting pushed, that's when you start seeing all the stuff happening according to the scriptures.
Yeah, damn near all of the people that's in Hollywood are Scientologists. But look at how rich they is. You know?
And last week, was it last week or earlier this week, Trump was talking about that you need ID to buy shit. And he almost let the cat out of the bag about the you know.
Oh shit, looks.
You know, hey, it's coming. You know, it's coming. Matter of fact,
He almost put the George Bush.
God, you know, hey, I used to think he was stupid as fuck, but you know, Trump runs circles around this guy. You know, here go, was like, hold on, let me just speed it up. I'm trying to get to where Trump talking about, but you're gonna need a chip to buy something. There you go. Oh.
That's the same thing with Venezuela. Yeah.
You know, Trump laid it out the bag. You know.
Groceries, you need ID, you need picture ID. Okay? You don't have to work buy anything. You need ID and you need your picture. He said when you buy anything.
That's on one side too. So you know.
Niggas know.
God.
I'm throwing that.
Okay.
God, I got what we about to say?
Well, I got Galatians 6
God, you got it.
and 17.
God.
Well,
Well, you know what? One of you guys can hold Revelation 13, 18.
I'm here.
Huh?
I'm here right now.
Okay, can you read through down to verse 18 and then let that Galatians 6 and 17 comes out.
And I also have the
Kind
strong key
for
blue letter version.
This is Revelation 13:18. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
And now I remember that craze back when they would put it in the movies. You know, any movie that was biblical, they'll have you know, people getting like 666 on their forehead, or you know, they would make you think that it was getting 666 stamped on your forehead. And the scripture says, "Let him that have wisdom count the number of the beast." Now, how do you count the number of the beast? It's by way of going and actually looking up that number, Chi stigma, which actually have a meaning to it. When you look up the word stigma actually put force to and help you get a greater understanding of what the mark of the beast is. All right, because you look at the word charagma. Matter of fact, when you look up the earliest use of the word charagma outside of the Bible, it says the bite of the serpent. You know, and a serpent has fangs, right? When a serpent bites you, where does the venom come out? It comes out of the fangs. When you take that chip, it's like you're letting Esau bite you, which is the dragon, and he's putting his venom inside of you, man, which is that RFID chip, that microchip. But basically, when you look at the tip of the syringe, it looks just like what? It looks like a serpent's fang.
That's
You know?
where I got the idea from.
But the number for 666 is Chi stigma. And now, what does stigma mean?
Stigma.
Go ahead and read the scripture. And
Okay, from Galatians 6 to 17. From henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai HaMessiah.
now, how is the marks put inside of Yahweh Shai? You know, when you go to the book of John, let's see, John, I want to say it's the 21st chapter.
I got the word stigma right here, just to back up what you're saying.
John, this is John the 20th chapter, and beginning at it's cool.
Okay.
This is John the 20th chapter, verse 26. It says, "And after 8 days, again his disciples were within, and Thomas with them. Then came Yahushua, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, Peace be unto you." Because remember what Thomas said. Thomas said, you know, I won't believe unless I put my fingers in the holes of his hands. You know, or thrust my hand in his side. It says, then said he to Thomas, reach hither thy finger, and he behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing. So how was those indentations put inside of Yahushua's hand? All right, it was put inside of there by way of the railroad spikes that were driven into his hand. You know, and not to misconstrue it and say, okay, well, Yahushua has the mark of the beast. We're just showing you what the word stigma means. So what they did to Yahushua will actually be a stigma, you know, because they drew those nails through his hand. Now what Esau is doing, all right, he's putting a chip inside of you by way of a syringe, which he's boring through your skin to put that RFID chip in there. Yeah, and I think it's somewhere in the scripture where it actually talk about Yahushua being pierced, whom they have pierced. All right, Esau pierced your hand with that syringe.
Picture, oh, right here, yeah. With the syringe, yeah.
So that's that stigma right there. That's that mark of the beast. That's the Quran. That's the RFID chip. The radio frequency identification chip. You were gonna grab stigma in the blue letter. You go ahead.
Okay, stigma, stizo, to stick, I prick, outlined in the biblical usage, to mark, prick in, or branded upon the body. To ancient Orient use of slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master and or commander, and branded or prick or cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to.
You can break down.
Okay, done. And this right here is also where they try to Esau, you know, he's trying to be slick. There's also a loophole back in the day when you first had a Hebrew slave. If you say I love my master and my master and my wife, I don't want to go free. And he'll be a slave for life. He's trying to make a slave forever to his ass. But this ain't gonna work.
You bore a crown with the awe, and then like other techniques they used to brand slaves. You know, like during like different times they used to brand them with the branding iron as a mark of slave as their slave. That's what Esau's gonna do with his RFID chip. That's gonna be the brand or mark that you are the so-called white man's slave. And if you're the slave of the so-called white man, you're not a slave of Yahushua, because the scriptures say we're prisoners of Yahushua. So if you're a prisoner of the so-called white man, then you gonna die.
Right now, we're all slaves to Esau's system right now. You know, we're slaves right now. A lot of people think slavery ended in 1969. We're still slaves until this time. You know, the people that send their goods here to be sold into America, they're still slaves. They're slaves to the dollar. For an example, in order to these nations, they have to actually send their physical goods here to America to receive the American dollar, and in turn, they have to use the American dollar to purchase oil. These nations are tired of that, because anytime these nations buck up and don't like something that America do, what does America do? All right, they slap them with sanctions. All right, so these nations are tired of that, but a lot of nations refuse to. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot, but some nations refuse to buck up at America because they don't want to lose out on those goodies that they receive. So that makes them what? That makes these people slaves. These other nations around the world, these kings, these people that are sending their goods over here, they're tired of that. And that's the reason, that's what World War III is going to be about. It's going to be about these nations trying to break loose from the strain that the so-called white man has on them. Yeah. You know, they're tired of being slaves to Esau. But here it is, you got niggas that are inside of America, all right, who still stand upon their oppressor, even to the point that when all hell break loose, all right, here it is, you have a shitty life, all right, your wife, your daughter, your son. All right, all of y'all have shitty lives in America, man.
Yeah.
All right, you gotta work all goddamn day. You barely get time to spend with your family. All right, but then your children gotta go and get a shitty ass education from Esau society. You can't even raise your children the way that you want to. You got a daughter, she grows up to be a dyke. All right, your wife is rebellious against you because Esau has taught her to be that way. But then both of y'all are working. All right, y'all got so-called all right jobs, bringing in $30,000 apiece. All right, but y'all still not making ends meet. Y'all still broke. All right, she got a bridge card. All right, to try to put food on the table.
I got something.
But and guess what? When all of this goes to shit, all right, all you gotta do is just wait a little while, trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai, and get delivered. And possibly if you're part of the elect. But you got niggas that's gonna take the RFID chip just so that they can be back in captivity, man.
Yeah.
You niggas are those Israelites that were coming out of the land of Egypt, man.
Yeah.
All right, who was saying, for we were better off in Egypt. At least we had garlic, or at least we had fish. All right, you want to get back to eating Doritos and hot Cheetos, man. All right, and hot Cheeto puffs, and drinking fucking what is that Jake like to drink, man? You want to drink some lemonade, some Calypso, or some Everfresh. All right, instead of getting out of this place, man, this place coming down, and you getting into the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
You people are simple, man, and that's the reason why you deserve to die in that lake of fire, that thermonuclear destruction that's come upon everyone that worship the image of the beast or that receive his mark.
Yeah.
All right, because you Israelites are going to receive the mark, man.
That's right.
You 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Here it is. These nations have enough sense. These rulers of these nations, they're trying to break away from America, the grasp that the Rothschilds have on the world. All right, they want to destroy this place because they want to be free from the dictatorship of these people that are ruling over these central bankers. All right, the private bankers, the rich elite banking family, man.
Yeah.
They want to break away from them. But even those nations, all right, going to adopt that RFID, all right, as a new world currency, and they're gonna take it. And guess what, Aiden? A lot of there's gonna be mass death throughout the world.
Yeah. I got this real quick. Isaiah chapter 31, verse 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall fell together. So our people that are with Esau, that take his image, or that choose to worship Esau, the so-called white man, all of his ways, all of his miracles and philosophies, they're going to be destroyed right along with Esau.
Yeah. I got a quick precept real fast. This is Exodus 14:12. It says, "Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, Let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? Or it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians, that we should not die in the wilderness." Here's another one, Numbers 14:3. It says, "And wherefore had Yahweh brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt?" All right, so you're going to have niggas with that same mentality today, man. All right, when all hell will break loose and the cities are locked down under martial law, and there's just calamity and chaos spread throughout the land and throughout the world. All right, niggas are going to be like that. Let us go back to Egypt, man, with that mentality. All right, give us the RFID chip. There's going to be a line of Jakes willingly lined up to take it. All right, they can't. The average Jake can't go a day without having power in the house, man. They can't go a day without eating. If a Jake can't get no food, hey man, something's about to happen. Jake get cranky. They want to fight, especially let it be the summertime, man. Or I'm gonna say it like a New Yorker, like dead ass winter, Jake is gonna lose their mind out here, and the results of this is gonna be them taking the RFID chip in the masses, man.
Let it be a cigarette. Jake really gonna go crazy.
You can't get my Newport.
Hey, y'all
I can't
see
get
those-
my backwoods.
Y'all ever see those lines where they be waiting for Jordans? They be camped out, you know, the day before, or what's that? The day after Thursday, Thanksgiving,
Black Friday.
They be waiting for the next sale. They gonna be waiting twice as long for that RFID chip. They're gonna be having tents and everything. They gonna be anticipating it because they're gonna get to the point where they're gonna be like, man, bring this chip on. Fuck this shit. I gotta eat it. You know, there ain't gonna be no more money phones that be putting up to their ear. They're gonna be showing how much they got on their fucking RFID chip and shit.
Can you find this video? There was a son, I want to say it was like Atlanta. They were handing out like free housing vouchers or something like that. And there was fucking thousands of Jakes camping out after night. And then they had to camp. And here it is, it's a big ass parking lot. The parking lot probably like 3 football fields long, but they had to camp out across the street because at night they locked the gates. So there were people getting trampled over. They were just to run to the fucking building so that they can get housing vouchers for Section 8, I believe. So just imagine how it's gonna be when you take Jake's food away. All right, there's 3 things
30,000.
that would
I got it.
that will fuck Jake up, man. All right, you fuck with Jake food. All right, you fuck with Jake housing, or you fuck with Jake's women, man.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find it for you.
That's a clickbait.
Yeah, that was clickbait.
No, that's right. Yeah. I think, does this look right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
I'm about to switch it over.
I got one too. I found that Grupo.
And then I want to say it was Atlanta too, where the food stamps didn't come. You know, the food stamps didn't come, and what happened was, basically they were tripping out, man.
Down in Georgia,
Section 8.
That's not it, but that just goes to show you how niggas gonna be lined up for that RFID chip.
they're gonna be like the people
Because they want Jake doesn't know how to survive outside of this system, man.
That's right.
Jake only knows how to survive on the system. And Esau wanted it to be this way. Esau wanted it to be this way. Just like any other place outside of America, down in Venezuela, Esau wants it to be where you don't know how to farm, you don't know how to irrigate, you don't know how to fish, you don't know how to hunt, you don't know how to build. He wants it to be like that, where you rely on him because that's the only thing that makes his society thrive. And a society can't thrive unless it has slaves, man. That's the reason why they say let's make America great again. What was the greatest time point of America in history, man? Is when they had Negroes in slavery. But this go around, you're gonna take that chip and Esau's still gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And if you make it out of by some chance Esau doesn't kill you, guess what? You still gotta go through that thermonuclear destruction, man.
Yeah.
Smile.
Now the scripture says in the book of Sirach 30:3, it says, "He that teacheth his children grieveth his enemy," man. But guess what? In this society, Jake doesn't have that knowledge, all right, to where to say, okay, well, I'm the one that should be teaching my children. But all of your children are just like you. They're programmed to just know how to survive within this society and to live off this society, man. You niggas are on life support, and you ain't ready for that plug to be taken off, man.
Yeah, kind. The brother, that's disgusting what the brother got on the screen. That's embarrassing and disgusting.
There's another one, but this one works.
Yeah, that's the Section 8 housing. That just goes to show how low the Heavenly Father brought us down. But, this is
it's probably around the same time. It says 3,000 people crowd the house. 30,000. 30,000. I'm sorry, Salaki.
30,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know they gonna take the chip.
These benefits and these gifts are storing their hearts.
This is Psalms chapter 96 and verse 4.
Hey, that's who Salaki, the king of Moab, was looking on, and he wanted what's my man's name? Balaam. He wanted him to curse him because when he was looking out the air, he saw a bunch of jakes like this, man. Well, look at this shit, man.
I know.
And Esau wants to get rid of these motherfuckers. He like they're useless eaters. You know?
They are. Look at it.
They're useless eaters.
Is Jesus that motherfucker?
That's the reason why before they implement the RFID chip, all hell got to break loose first. Because you know, brothers were just talking about the Purge movie. You want the Purge to happen for real.
That's right.
Because he want to thin out the herd, man. They want to get rid of all of these niggas with their hands out, man.
Fucking monkeys, man.
Going down to Egypt.
Only time you can get this many niggas in one place at one time is if either it's a fight, or if it's a concert, they give it on free weed, or they
Free
give it
turkey on
on
Thanksgiving.
anything free. Right.
And look at these old same motherfuckers.
House.
You will see selling their bridge cards so that they can buy weed or so that they can buy pills. All right, these the same motherfuckers that go to the doctor. Here it is, they got ailments, right? Fucking legs, got the botch in it, hurting. They fucking got arthritis, so they go to Esau's hospital to get the strongest pain medication that they can find, and they'll go and fucking sell it for some money, man. And these niggas are through, all right. These people are fucking through, man. These niggas are through.
Look at these niggas, man.
These old lean sipping. They'll get this housing voucher, but then they'll turn it into a trap house, man. So here it is, they breaking it, they doing hair braiding the nails in one room, or they trapping and selling weed out of the next room, and then the other room is a daycare. But nobody's watching the kids and shit. The kids watching themselves.
And now they got online. They could have had a voucher online.
They selling pussy after that.
God. Now they got online. They could have had the vouchers online.
Nigga, you know, niggas. They're coming to Metro PCS, man.
Like this is literally crabs in a barrel. This is a big ass barrel, a bunch of crabs just jumping over each other, trying to get out. Just literally climbing on top of each other.
Now all they gotta say is, okay, if you want a house to stay in, free housing voucher, you know, we'll let you get in the house, you know, and have low income housing, but all you gotta do is take the chip. How many people in that line you think can take that shit, man? Every last one of them. If they want a place to stay. Niggas they drop out of school, all right, which I'm not bigging up school, but niggas are low lives, man. You know, they just spend their life smoking weed and getting high, and they don't want to work for nothing. You know? So guess what? They can't. And then, you know, also with the exception of America just being a shithole, all right? No, there's no work for Egypt, all right? What is that, Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter? All right, Isaiah, the 19th chapter, there shall be no work for Egypt, all right? And the grinding is ceasing. You know, this place is growing to a halt, so there's no jobs for all of these people, but they feel like this place is overcrowded, you know, because of that.
What? It's not on. It's not on screen share.
Hey, it's Jake that this is a place in Detroit. I think it's called CSL Plasma. I think where they donate their blood. Jake can't wait to sell the blood like a pint for like what, $40, $30.
Hey, I was at work, man. The nigga like yeah, I want that flow. I'm coming back to get it. But I gotta go sell some of this blood first. Nigga slaying his blood. But you ain't supposed to be sticking eating. The scriptures say not to make any cuttings or incisions in the flesh. You know, all of these procedures and things that they're doing is going on. Guess what? If you take the RFID chip, it's making cutting in the incision in the flesh, man. But then you got niggas sticking themselves to draw out the blood. You ain't supposed to take your blood and put it in nobody else's, man. And the scripture says that the life is in the blood, man.
That's right.
You know, But here it is, you're slanging blood just so you can get some money, man. You people are all kind of off. And that's the reason why the Lord's going to destroy this place.
That's right.
This is Psalms chapter 62, verse 10. Trust not in oppression, become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. So we're not, and that's Psalms. That's what. Oh, who was singing it? David. Yep. All right. That's a commandment. All right. We're not supposed to trust in oppression. We're not supposed to trust in the people that have us in slavery, which today is Esau, which is modern day Egypt. You can't trust a snake for your well-being, or you can't trust your enemy to your well-being. All right, here it is. You got dust stomping you out for several hundred years. All right, and let's go get some ice cream. No, you don't. You're not supposed to trust the wicked. The scriptures tell you that. You're not supposed to follow the multitude to do evil and take an RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. No matter whether you people believe it or not, that's following the multitude to do wicked, just to last another day so you can eat some food and be on the internet before they whack it within the next couple of weeks or however long they don't whack shit.
You know what? I just want to mention this. You got an idiot on the comment board, or Buffalo's ZA. He said he's speaking about the RFID chip. He said it is not a chip. You cannot worship a chip. People worship money. What the fuck do you think the RFID? Have you been listening? What do you think the RFID chip is going to be? It's going to be the new currency, the new money, man. It says, how can you buy or sell without money? You're going to buy and sell with the RFID chip, you moron. It says people worshiping money has already taken the mark. This guy doesn't, and that goes to show you that the scripture says that I will give them eyes to see, but they shall see not, and ears to hear, but they hear not. Man. He hasn't heard anything that we've been talking about throughout this whole video.
Them that flow. I would tell
No, you got some?
Yes.
I got some.
Go ahead. Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. And then following another angel saying, Babylon is falling, thy great city becomes, she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So, because when you take this chip, this place is going to be destroyed by every nation pretty much on the planet. And I watched where the country of Turkey and these citizens, they was burning American money. So, you take this chip,
It doesn't sound like they're worshiping money.
Right.
And the scripture says that they worship the beast, the image of the beast. All right. Do you know what the image of the beast is? Buffalo ZA. All right. If you take the RFID chip, then you're worshiping the image of the beast, man. You're worshiping the image that America created. All right, which is a system set up that imitates ancient Rome.
I got a precept. This the thing I was talking about. Exodus 21:2. But if thy buy he will serve in 6 years, he shall serve. In the 7th year he shall go free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he was married, then his wife shall go out with him. If the master give him a wife, and she bore him sons and daughters, and the wife and her children shall be her master, and he should go out by himself. If the servant say, if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, my children, I will not go free, then the master shall bring them unto the judges, and he shall bring them to the door and unto the doorpost, and the master shall bore in his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. And God, you take this motherfucking RFID microchip, you saying you love your master. You love the system. You don't want to go free. Hey, I ain't taking the chip. You can take it all the fuck you want, motherfucker. Fuck you. Shit. I ain't accepting this chip. I don't give a fuck if I can't eat or whatever. I ain't accepting this motherfucking chip.
It has to be out here. Both sides gonna have to, guide us just like how you been guiding us this whole time.
Yeah.
Am I whole something?
God, I got
No, we're gonna wrap it up.
John, I got something. I got a handy dandy scripture. All right, you got something about it?
Well, you go ahead.
Okay. This is 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter. All right. 2 Ezra 16 and 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. All right. What is those things that are offered unto idols? It's that lie that a lot of you Israelites are going to be are going to take. You know, which you have naysayers that don't believe it. Okay, if you don't believe it, go ahead and take it. All right. Mr. Baffle CA, if you don't believe that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, won't you take it? Won't you be one of those volunteers, just like the workers from 3 Square Trade Marketing Company, all right? Which obviously they're able to buy and sell with the RFID chip. There was an article that I did a video on. I want to say it was the beginning of this year, how the RFID chip, it has a certain amount of memory on it, and you can buy bigger chips that have more megabytes or gigabytes. I think the highest one has a terabyte on it. But basically, what that memory does is, for an example, all right, you have cryptocurrency. You can store cryptocurrency on a flash drive, all right, but you can use that same flash drive to pretty much sell and trade your cryptocurrency from. You can take your cryptocurrency, you can sell it, or you can buy something with it. You can do the same thing with the RFID chip, because all you need is a certain amount of memory on a chip to download files or applications. On your cell phone, you use wireless payments on your cell phone. That's nothing but an application. All right, which you need storage inside of your cell phone to have that application on there. Which a lot of cell phones that you got, it has one pre-downloaded on there, which is the Google Pay or Apple Pay. But then there's other ones that you can download to your phone. Was it previously on your phone before you download it? No. So you can do the same thing with the RFID chip, as well as storing other things on there. All right, you can store an application that allows you to unlock your car door. You can store an application on there that allows you to start your car. All right, to unlock your house. Your chip can be hooked up to a computer to where when you walk in the room, it automatically turns on your lights. There's a thing called I was looking at it in a book. But it's called Nest. And what it is a thermometer that it takes a week, but it learns the temperature that you like your room to be. So when you walk in, basically it automatically adjusts the temperature to what you like. There's something called what do they call it? Interface. But which basically they want to create a brain chip in a microchip that helps you to connect with computer and technology. There's something called the Internet of Things, man. Which all of these things will work together with the RFID chip, to track you, for you to be able to buy and sell, to identify you. There's nothing else that fits the RFID chip. I mean, there's nothing else that fits the mark of the beast than the RFID chip or the brain chip. What else is it? How can you deny what's obvious in before your face? I mean, before your face. And unless you're blind, spiritually blind. So guess what? You Israelites are going to take that chip, man. You're convinced that that the mark of the beast is everything than what it truly is. You're saying that is Christianity, You're saying that it's an embargo. You're saying that if you just worship money, that's the mark of the beast. We all spend money. Okay, if it's the worshiping of money, the scripture talks about you taking the mark of the beast in your right hand or in your head. Don't you when you go to work and you cash your check, all right? After your job gives you your check and you go to cash it, what do you get the money? How do you get the money? Would you scoop it off the counter with your elbows? Wherever you cash your check at, the bank teller hands you your money. Or some people cash your check at liquor stores. They hand you your money. So that means that everybody in the world took the RFID chip. That means that nobody's going to be saved. You don't think, man.
Huh?
Because the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai ain't working with you.
That's right. That's right.
The RFID chip is the mark of the beast.
I got a precept.
How long has money been around too?
Shit, forever. You don't get this thing. This thing ain't for you, man. My last precept is 2 Corinthians 4:3. If our gospel be hidden, it be hid to them that are lost, to whom Yahweh of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Read that.
Okay, read over. Okay, God. But if our gospel be hid, it's hid to them that are lost, in whom of God of the world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of HaMashiach should, this image of God should shine unto them.
The God of this world is so-called like that.
That's right.
He's deceived you people, and he's going to deceive you people with the RFID chip to make you believe that it's some great precious thing to have, but it's not. It's going to lead to destruction.
Yeah, hey, never trust our enemy. We don't trust. We ain't fools like you. You go ahead and accept that chip. With that said, we're gonna end it on that. All praises Yahweh.
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honor and blessings to Apostle Elders and TMS and the brothers out here that's doing this work, sacrificing your lives, your livelihood. Hey, we almost out of here. Above.
Above.
Shalom.
Shalom.